two of the areas that we've been really working on cleaning up is one in our out of system attacking. We wanted to be able to stay a lot cleaner in that phase, and we hit is our ability to be great in terminal and 4-point pass situations as well. And Vanessa was a great example of that. She went out and had 10 kills, hit over 300, and had an awesome match that night. But we've also seen our ability to find Vanessa Washington, another one of our freshmen, be really successful in that phase. And so both in 4- and 1-point pass situations, we were way cleaner against SDSU, which allowed us to have some nice success against them.
Obviously, you've said it a bunch of times, but Summit League, all around is competitive. But obviously, when you play an unbeaten team, just what did you guys learn about yourself, I guess, in that match?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I think it's really awesome. SDSU is having a great year, and they're receiving votes in the top 25 poll. And that's a credit to the fact that the Summit League has gotten a lot better and is getting a lot more respect. When I was at Denver in 2018, we went 27-1 in the regular season, and it wasn't until the second to last week of the season that we were receiving votes. And so it's a credit to the conference as a whole to grow and get better, and the fact that we've got a team that's doing that well and is getting that recognition is really awesome for all of us. But I think playing against South Dakota State specifically, they play really clean. They had, I think it was 10 attack errors in all 4 sets against us, which is really impressive. They do a really nice job just keeping the ball in a lot and forcing you to play volleyball for a really long period of time. And then Sydney Shetnan, I believe that's how you say her last name, has been absolutely dominant for them this year. She's 6'5", and she moves really well, and they find her a lot in a lot of different situations. And she's for sure the most set middle that we've had to play against, which was new because usually we're the team that sets middle more than anybody else in a match.
You mentioned Lauren. I feel like every game she's kind of setting a career high this season. But, just what have you seen from her as far as, last year to this year?
Yeah, she's always been a phenomenal 6 rotation player and has been able to perform both offensively and defensively. I think this year we're finding that her toolkit as an attacker is just so much more robust than it's ever been, and that allows her to be effective in system. It allows her to be effective out of system. She's been absolutely crushing it in transition, and her ability to carry the load over a long period of time and do that consistently has really grown as well. And so it's cool to see her in her sophomore year developing so much and knowing that we have even more time together.
With these 5-setters that you guys have been going through, kind of what's the biggest thing that you've learned about this group when you've gone the distance as much as you have against these Summit League teams? Kind of what's the biggest thing that stuck out to you about this group so far?
Yeah, I think that they're fighters and that they grind really hard. The Denver match was a really great example. There was barely a gap of larger than 3 points at any given moment outside of 10-5 in the first set. And so for us to stop people's runs and to battle point for point against really good teams is really encouraging to see. And again, just the conference competitiveness is unbelievable. And Denver goes out and beats St. Thomas in 5 on Saturday as well. And so everybody's capable of beating anybody on any given night. And so for us to be so close this early in the season, knowing that we're going to keep getting better is very encouraging.
When you have these weeks where you just have one game, kind of what's the approach like for that as opposed to, a normal week? And is it kind of a relief, especially after all of the sets in a row that you guys have had to play?
Yeah, it turns out we played a lot of volleyball over the last couple of weeks. I think especially this week, it happens to be the case this year that we're the team that gets the bye on Saturday before the 3-match week. And so for us, it's really taking advantage of the fact that we don't have to play Saturday before we turn around and play Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday the following week. And we get to be at home for all 3 of those matches. So really capitalizing on the recovery aspect, making sure that we're taking care of our bodies, but also making sure that we're crushing our schoolwork. Everybody's got midterms and exams going on this week, and so making sure that we can use that extra time to stay on top of schoolwork and still get a good night's sleep and make sure that we don't fall victim to a little fall sickness or flu or anything like that is always really helpful.
Coaches and players will always say when teams are winning, it's almost like it comes easy. The confidence is there, and everybody can be slightly unsettled when you're just narrowly missing out. So is this on the coaches to kind of keep things pointed? Is it the team leadership that kind of digs in here and says, hey, we're right there? And is that who kind of leads it to the next step of maybe getting over the hump over this tough stretch?
Yeah, I think it's all of us, and there's I can't remember who says it, so I apologize. But there's a great quote that winning is a great deodorant, right? It saves you from recognizing the things that stink about your team, right? And for better or worse, we've had a lot of moments where we've gotten to learn a lot in different matches. And so for us, we're grateful for those opportunities. We're grateful for those lessons to show us where we can get better. But ultimately, this team's going to continue to grind and fight the same way they do in 5-set matches. They're going to grind and fight on Monday and Tuesday every single week. And just going out and getting better and staying true to our process and staying true to who we are. Thanks, y'all.
Okay. Vanessa, obviously, your first year in the Summit League, but just what have you learned so far playing in this conference?
I've honestly learned a lot about like communication and connecting with the team. I feel like I never knew like how important it could be and how much it can impact a team, and I've learned that a lot here. And during a lot of the team activities that we do, we emphasize the importance of like talking to each other and the ways that we can all connect with one another.
What do you think you're taking away most from this weekend and SDSU specifically?
Honestly, I'm taking away that like taking care of your body is very important, and I'm also taking away like that fight is very important, because I feel like sometimes like when you're fighting a lot and you have to like put a lot of emphasis on keeping going and like being the aggressor, which is our quote of the week last week, you just kind of don't want to like you just don't want to like give up when you know it's really important.
What was it like for you playing, an unbeaten team, and just knowing that going in there? Was your preparation any different, or just what was the feeling about that?
I like finding calm in like most situations. I feel like things get pretty stressful when you don't know how to find a way to get through stuff, and so I just try to find a calm and try to know that like try and be in my plan of what I want to do and how I'm going to help the team and connect with everyone on there.
Like Coach mentioned, you guys have played a lot of volleyball in the past week. Kind of what have you noticed from this group of players so far, and kind of what's the mood like in the locker room right now after going through all of those sets in a row?
I feel like we just find the fun in everything. Like at the end, we all just decompress with each other and just like all connect and just laugh together and like highlight all the things that we did good and like work on the things that we need to work on together.
What do you think the biggest group has been in this team so far this year?
I think it's been honestly like just like trying to find a balance and trying to connect together like fully, like no matter what is going on, and especially because we play so many matches, we just all have to work together to find the balance. Thank you.
Was I late today?
No.
Okay, good. I don't want to be late.
Yeah.
All right.
We have head coach Bubba Schweigert. We'll begin with the opening statement and then open it up for questions.
All right, good afternoon. Great to be back here at Memorial Village, and thanks for coming. I thought we had a really good open week. We had a couple things we wanted to accomplish. One was get some guys feeling better and improve the health of our team, and also improve the depth, and then obviously get ready for our next opponent. Then all those things took place. We still have some game planning to do as we keep learning more and more about Northern Iowa, but we're really excited to get back on the field and excited to be back home against a very good opponent. As you look at Northern Iowa, this team has always been really tough and physical, what you think of when you think of the Missouri Valley Football Conference. So that's what we expect to see on Saturday. And, they're big at tailback. Both guys are really capable of running downhill and running hard. Edwards is averaging over 6 yards a carry, and Pizik Hickson is at over 5 yards a carry, and he hurt us last year in our game, so we're well aware of what he can do on the field. They're using 2 quarterbacks. They started a different quarterback this past week, and he got off to a great start against a really good defense down at USD. Let him down the field to go up 7-0, game 7-7, let him down the field again to put him up 10-7. So very capable. And at wide receiver, Hudson, big play guy, made big plays against us a year ago, big plays last week and the week before. So they are really talented on offense with a big offensive line. Defensively, some of their leaders, like their linebackers, are very active, leading tacklers, Langenberg and Belkin, some of those guys in the secondary. You'll see Corbell Martin was playing safety. He's moved to corner or listed at corner this week. He's been really solid for them. And also Derville is a new guy on their team that is making a lot of plays. So this is a team that'll be good up front on both sides of the ball, and we'll have to really be ready to play a tough physical football team.
Coach, obviously UNI has had some, their ups and downs. What have you seen from the game film as you guys prepare for this team?
Yeah, I see a lot of talent, and they're making a lot of good plays. Now, I don't know who's had a more challenging schedule than them. They played 2 FBS games. They've been on the road a lot. They played the number 1 ranked team in the country, the number 4 ranked team in the country. So they've had a lot of tough games and a challenging schedule. So this is a team that will be ready. Coach Farley's been in the league a long time, more than any other head coach, and he'll have them ready to go.
All right, and then you said during the open week you were wanting to get more reps for some of these younger guys. What did you see from practices this past week?
Yeah, I saw a real good excitement to be out there, and opportunity to get better. We had some true freshmen that got some reps that hadn't been running our offense a whole lot because they've been on the work teams, and then some other guys that just haven't gotten in a whole lot, up front on both sides of the ball, and we know we're going to need those guys. And the last thing was special teams. We tried to create some depth there and give guys opportunities to learn and be involved in the game planning of special teams.
All right, final question I have is obviously defense has stepped up in a lot of ways. What are you hoping to see from this team as they're facing 2 different types of quarterbacks, and obviously, like you said, running backs that can churn up yards?
Yeah, we got to limit the explosive plays. This is a team that'll challenge you and throw the ball deep downfield, and we didn't do that well enough a year ago. We got to do better if we want to be successful on Saturday. And then, you got to really play tough against the run. We're going to have to limit their rushing yardage.
I know during the bye week you wanted to get guys healthier. I know as Isaiah Smith was banged up in the NDSU game. How's he doing, and how important was the bye week for him?
It was really important. He's doing really well, and we're excited about that. He was sore early in the week, but our sports medicine staff and Isaiah himself putting forth really good effort, I think did a good job. And, he was able to practice on Sunday, and he'll practice tomorrow, and not quite 100% yet, but I think we'll get him there by Saturday.
Going up against another team that really likes to run the football, does it kind of help you guys as we get going up against, it's kind of a mirror image for that your defense gets to see, because you guys like to run the ball during the week. Does it help you guys when you go up against a team that is dedicated to run the football like that?
Yeah, I think you see a lot of it in fall camp. You see a lot of it in spring ball, so it should help you. But, everybody's going to run it a little bit differently, and we got to be up for the challenge. It's really going to be important to be tough and physical on Saturday, no doubt about that.
And then lastly for me, with the quarterback situation over there, how do you kind of prepare for that when they're still trying to figure out their quarterback situation?
Yeah, you just got to be ready. There's similarities. They're going to run their offense. I think both guys are capable of running their offense and creating explosive plays. They both have run the ball. And we'll see as we get into the game how they're, going to attack us or call plays against us. But they're both capable of running their offense how they want it run.
Anything else you guys are, looking at from last year as far as, just learning from that loss last year?
Yeah, we got to learn. You got to be ready, and you got to be tough. You really got to be tough against this opponent because they are big and physical on both sides of the ball, and you really got to step up to that challenge.
Anything else, Coach? Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
And then we'll open it up for questions.
Oh, hold on. They've kind of mentioned it. Obviously, they're using multiple quarterbacks over there. But how do you guys kind of prepare for that on defense?
Well, our biggest thing right now is to just make sure that we stop the run early and just kind of limit any explosives they have early on because, just being able to tee off on their passing offense will be good for us. And we have a lot of guys that can attack in that form. So, yeah, that's our biggest thing is stopping the run early.
What do you like about your D-line so far this year and defense in general?
I think our D-line's done a great job of kind of holding it together and kind of sticking together as a squad, and we've done a pretty good job too. It's being tough in some of these kind of long and grueling games where you got to overcome all that adversity, and I think our D-line has done a good job of doing that.
Anything you're taking from last year's game against them as you're preparing for this year?
Yeah, we left a lot to be desired, obviously, and our biggest thing this year is to just obviously play hard from start to finish and kind of carry over any momentum that we can get early on and just play hard.
What have you seen from guys as far as the response? Obviously, coming off of an emotional loss to North Dakota State, what have you seen from the guys as far as response from that during the bye week?
It was a tough loss, obviously, but I think our guys have done a good job of being able to kind of move on and understand that every week is important and that you can't let past mistakes kind of carry over. So I think our team has done a really good job this bye week in just being able to focus on what's ahead and obviously get healthy and build depth.
How big was the timing of this bye week? As you get a little bit of extra time to prepare for Northern Iowa. We heard Coach Schweiger's perspective on it last week, but just kind of your thoughts on the timing of this bye week.
I think it was honestly perfect timing. There's no better time than in the middle of the week to kind of hone in on obviously depth, what we were talking about, getting guys healthier and just kind of being able to have extra time to prepare for an opponent. It's always good, middle of the week, or middle of the season, I should say. Sorry.
And just as you kind of get ready to resume Valley play here, you guys sitting at 1-1 obviously early in the year. Just kind of what are your thoughts going into the rest of Valley play here?
We got a few more home games to play, which is always nice, and I think we just taking it day by day, obviously, and just being able to treat every opponent equally and just play tough.
And for your defense, what have you seen in terms of the growth of this front seven from the start of the season to where we're at now?
I think we've just done a good job of understanding that bad things will happen in every game, and kind of just being able to overcome any hump or obstacle that we get in front of. So I think our defense has just done a really good job of that, staying poised, not too high, not too low.
All right, and then what are you looking forward to with this upcoming game against UNI?
Just looking forward to have a better game than last year. Obviously, like I said, we left a little bit to be desired, and I think this year we'll be able to showcase just how hard our team has actually worked throughout this entire year, and the guys are eager to come off this bye week and do a better week and get the W.